What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. We just got some new Battle Style set cards revealed in Japan, and PokeBeach already has them translated, and I'm so excited for this. It's really funny because just a few hours ago I tweeted out, like, I can't wait to see the full Battle Style set revealed, and we've got, let's see, 17 more cards revealed from the set, or 16. They double revealed the Tyranitar. We already knew about that one. But yeah, I'm super excited. I took a glance at some of them, and there's some things that I'm really happy about, some things I'm not completely thrilled about, but nothing too horrible, which is better than what we've been getting in a lot of sets. And if you saw my videos talking about the Battle Style stuff we've already seen, you'll know that I've been pretty excited about the designs that they're doing with the cards. They're doing a really good job at getting away from the whole, like, just huge VMAX with a linear attack doing a lot of damage, and of course they're getting away from big basics, obviously, since we have these VMAX Pokemon. So if you haven't seen my other Battle Style videos talking about some of the new cards revealed, and you haven't seen my videos about the power creep and card design, I definitely suggest checking all those out. You can find all the power creep and card design videos in the card design playlist. But let's check out these awesome looking new cards that were recently revealed in Japan. Quick shout out to PotownStore.com, of course, my lovely sponsor. Use code Celio for 5% off on your PTCGO codes. So these are from the Single Strike Master and Rapid Strike Master sets. They're coming out in Japan on January 22nd, and they're coming out in North America in March. So let's dive in. We're starting out with Kricketune here. And also, these cards look amazing. We're here for the effects, but that Kricketune is a really awesome looking card. So Kricketune has the ability Stage Elation. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 cards in your hand. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may draw cards until you have 4 cards in your hand. You can't use this ability if you used another Stage Elation this turn. So this is awesome. This is kind of like a buffed up Instruct from Oranguru, and if you've played since Sun and Moon, or you even play Expanded now, you'll know that the Oranguru with the Instruct ability was played a lot and is still played in Expanded now. And that was a really, really good card. Of course, it was only a single prize Pokemon, but when ADP leaves, I think it'll be less of an issue for having a multi-prize support Pokemon on the board. And also, we will be losing the Dene GX to the rotation. So when we're at Sword and Shield on, our draw support could be Crobat V and Jirachi Amazing Rare and Kricketune, which will seem a lot more balanced, I think, than you know, the Stellar Wishes and the Dene GXs, which really accelerated your draw a lot more than these cards do, but they're still very, very good and very usable. So I definitely think Kricketune V will see play at some point. Probably not immediately, because like I said, we still have the Dene GX, Jirachi Stellar Wish, and then Crobat, Jirachi Amazing Rare on top of all of it. But I think after the Dene GX rotates, after Stellar Wish rotates, we could definitely see this Kricketune being played. Its attack doesn't really matter. It does 80 damage, and then flip a coin. If heads, it does 80 more, so a fine attack on a support Pokemon. But I think this ability is really, really balanced, so I love it. Next, we have Cherum, and this card mentions the rule box phrase again, so awesome. It has the ability Spring Bloom. As often as you like during your turn, you may attach a grass energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon, except Pokemon with a rule box. So this is like Frostmoth, except it can attach to the active or the bench, but it can't be attached to a rule box Pokemon. So that's a Pokemon with the rule box on it, like a V rule or a VMAX rule that says this Pokemon is worth 2 prizes or 3 prizes, a GX rule, Tag Team GX rule, etc. So you can't attach the grass energy to those, but you can attach it to regular Pokemon. So this is really awesome. I like this. Next, we have a new Victini V and also Victini VMAX, and this is big to me because I don't really think they needed to reprint or make a new Victini V. They could have just reprinted the old one and that would be fine. But something I've talked about in my card design videos, and I believe Mike Fouché touched on it in our card design video that was up about a week ago or so. He said that he would like to see VMAX Pokemon be something you could use on top of your Pokemon V, but you don't have to absolutely use the VMAX. Like, if the V was good and the VMAX was good to do something better, kind of a different form, that would be awesome because it would give you more choices. And I see that here. So the Victini V has the first attack for 1 fire, it does 10, and if the opponent's active as a Pokemon V, it does 50 more damage. And then the second attack, Flare Shoot for Fire Colorless, does 120, and discard all energy from this Pokemon. Now, this Victini V isn't amazing, but the Sword and Shield base set one is. The first attack, attach up to 3 fire energy from your discard to your Pokemon however you like, and the second attack, for 2 fire, does 30 plus 30 more for every energy between Victini and the defending Pokemon. That Victini V is amazing, and I think that one paired with the Victini VMAX, you'll see the attack, the Victini V sometimes being used on its own, and then sometimes you'll see it being used with the Victini VMAX. So let's take a look here. Victini VMAX has the attack for Colorless, Spreading Flames, attach up to 3 fire energy from your discard pile to your Pokemon any way you like. So it actually has the same exact attack as Victini V from Sword and Shield base, which I'm not a huge fan of that, but its second attack is wildly different than the Victini V from Sword and Shield base. So Victory Max, Fire Colorless, 100 plus damage. If your opponent's active as a Pokemon V, this attack does 120 more. So it does 220 damage for 2 energy, only if the defending is a V. So it will be knocking out most V Pokemon, and it will be getting like a guaranteed 2-shot against any VMAX Pokemon. So I think that's pretty cool. Solid card. Next, we have Tapagogo V and Tapagogo VMAX. I like, just same as Victini, I'm happy that they're making VMAX Pokemon for pre-existing Pokemon V. I think that's great. So Tapagogo V has its own attack that could sometimes be useful. The Spiral Thunder attack for Lightning Colorless. It does 20 damage, plus this attack does 40 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. So that's all of their Pokemon. So if they have 3 on the active, 3 on the bench, that's 6 times 40, that's 240. You would do 260 with this Spiral Thunder attack. So that's more than the Tapagogo V we have now is doing. So that could actually be really, really good. And then Tapagogo VMAX with 320 HP and an awesome looking card for Lightning Colorless does max shock 180. If you have more remaining prize cards than your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So this is exactly how I think they should have made VMAXs to begin with. The original Tapagogo V from Sword and Shield base does 200 for 2 lightning and a colorless, I believe. Yeah, 2 lightning colorless, 200 can attack next turn. But it's lower HP, but it does more damage. Now, this one has much more HP at 320, but its attack does less damage, but it has the utility of paralyzing the defending Pokemon if you have more remaining prize cards than your opponent left. So there will be situations when you want to use Tapagogo V, whether it is for the extra damage or because if your opponent returns with a knockout, they're only taking 2 prize cards. There's sometimes when you're going to want to use Tapagogo VMAX, whether that's for the extra HP, but you do less damage and you don't mind doing less damage, or if it's for the paralysis, whatever it is. I think it's great that you can actually have a choice. Whereas compared to Eternatus V and Eternatus VMAX, you never want to use Eternatus V over Eternatus VMAX. That's kind of the comparison I'm making here. You never want to use Centiskorch V over Centiskorch VMAX. You never want to use Inteleon V over Inteleon VMAX. These older VMAXs are almost always pure upgrades of the V, and I like that the VMAXs here are not in that case. Next we have Mimikyu V. This is actually an awesome Pokemon. The art is really cool. Mimikyu is just a great Pokemon, and I did already read the effect, and it's really awesome. I love this. So the ability Dummy Doll. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to your bench until the end of your opponent's turn, this Pokemon takes no damage from your opponent's Pokemon. That's flippin' amazing. So you can play it down, retreat your active, bring this up, and use its Envying Eyes attack for just a colorless energy. Put 3 damage counters to your opponent's active Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has taken. So if your opponent has already taken 4 prize cards, you can bench this Mimikyu, send it up into the active, Envying Eyes, put 12 damage counters on them. And if they don't have a way around it, they don't have Gust, they don't have a bench sniping attack, then you're essentially getting like a free attack off for 12 damage counters. Excuse me, to potentially bring you back into the game. So I like this. I'm not sure if it will actually be played because of, you know, Boss being so popular. and the game being so fast right now, but maybe there will be a point in time when this does get played, and I'm happy to see them doing these kinds of design, because this kind of ability and this attack is something that I would imagine from back in like the Diamond and Pearl era or something. It's not really on the lines of like in creativity and uniqueness that we've been getting in recent cards, I would say. So I'm happy to see something like that. Next we have Primape, which is a basic, no, not a basic Pokemon, that's a typo. I was like, whoa, wait a second. Stage 1 Pokemon. Okay, that threw me off down here. So Primape, stage 1 Pokemon, fighting type, and it is single strike, so it has the single strike emblem, and the first attack, Field Crush, 20 damage, discard any stadium card in play, and then Frenzy Bomb, 50 times damage. This attack does 50 damage for each of your benched Pokemon with any damage counters on them. So if you're playing like Donphan and you damage all of your Pokemon on purpose, this could do 250 damage for 2 fighting energy. That's pretty solid. So cool little stage 1 Pokemon. Not sure if anything will come of it, but I think it's cool nonetheless. Next we have Phalanx, which is a Rapid Strike Pokemon. This does 20 damage for each of your Rapid Strike Pokemon in play. So if you have 6 Rapid Strike Pokemon in play, you're doing 120, which doesn't sound that good, but remember, Rapid Strike does have the special double energy, so this could be just for one single energy attachment. You're doing the 120 with a non-basic Pokemon, and you could just potentially chain these attacks. And even maybe some other buffs it can be in the deck, or other buffing cards for Rapid Strike Pokemon can come out later on. So 120 for a single energy attachment, fighting type. Fighting type is very, very good right now. That probably won't change much in 2 months. There's still going to be a ton of fighting weak Pokemon around, so this could actually see some play. It's not the worst thing ever. Bronzong has the ability Metal Trans. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a metal energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. We've seen this countless times, even since base set we had Grass Trans or Energy Trans on the Venusaur. So moving around your metal Pokemon, maybe something cool with like Scissor VMAX or Copperajah VMAX, something like that. An Escape Rope reprint. Love it. Each player switches their active Pokemon with one of their benched Pokemon. Your opponent switches first. Really cool. Love it. Nice art. Good to see that back. Tool Jammer. I will say I think this card is pretty terrible at first glance, but I think it paves the way for them doing more cool things like this in the future. The concept of it is very cool. I don't know why you would play it over Tool Scrapper. So Tool Jammer, as long as the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot, Pokemon tool cards attached to your opponent's active Pokemon have no effect. Just give a Cessation Crystal. This made me think of Cessation Crystal, so yeah, I want that card back. I like the concept is neat. But I don't think it'll be played. We have Karinas Motivation, which is a Rapid Strike supporter. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. That just doesn't seem good. You wouldn't play this as long as Professor Research is in the format, I don't think. Then we have Bruno. Shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 4 cards. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw 7 cards instead. I'm not sure you would ever play this over Marnie. So, it's interesting. It's worse than Cynthia's Feelings. So, maybe if they gave us Cynthia's Feelings, which was the same thing, but draw 8 cards instead, maybe it would be okay. It's not terrible. It's not the worst supporter ever, but I think you'll play Marnie over it still. Because Marnie's always getting you 1 more card, plus it's disrupting your opponent. And then lastly, we have Cheryl. Heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon, then discard all energy attached to the Pokemon you healed in this way. So this is interesting. Maybe you can make like some tanking VMAX decks. Even if, like, I don't know if you could really make a stall deck in standard right now, because you don't really have enough cards to go with this. Like, you would just heal 4 times and then you would like run out of supporters, or you could still get the supporters back, but there's not enough disruption, I don't think. Like, we don't have Balba, like Team Flare, Grunt, Plumeria, Faba, things like that. So I think this will probably be used for non-degenerate uses, at least for now in standard. But I think that's a cool card. You can make like tanking decks with Scissor VMAX or Copper and Bronzong Metal Link. So like move the energy away, heal your main Pokemon. You don't have to discard their energy because you move them with Bronzong, then throw them on back. So I think that could be cool. But yeah, overall, super stoked to see them bringing in VMAX Pokemon from Pokemon that previously got Vs. The Mimikyu is a super neat ability. Not sure if it'll be played or if it'll be played immediately, like I said, but awesome stuff. The design's really cool. Kricketune is a really cool draw support that I think is super balanced. I do think Victini V and Tapagogo VMAX are both pretty good. I don't think the basic Victini V is good at all. It's kind of garbage, but the basic Tapagogo V is fine. It's nice to see them using the rule box phrase in Cherum. This Primape will probably just be like a fun stage 1 deck, but I don't think this will actually be super good. Actually, you know what, I take that back. The Houndoom that searches out an energy and attaches it puts a damage counter on the Pokemon it attaches it to, and that's I'm almost positive that's single strike. Yeah, that's single strike. So, and what is this? Yeah, and this is single strike. So yeah, maybe that could work because the Houndoom damages your Pokemon. Okay, maybe that could work. I think this is like just above like bulk. I think it could see some use. It's honestly not the worst thing. Super happy to see Escape Rope. Did we miss this one? Yeah, let's refresh. I think we missed that one. Here we go. Phoebe. During this turn, damage from the attacks of your Pokemon VMAX aren't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. Well, they ruined it for us. I don't like that card. I think this is bad. That's bad for the game, in my opinion. So, oh, we were almost gonna end on a good note, and then I realized we missed a card. Come on. Okay, so the reason why I think this is bad for the game is cards like Decidueye and cards like that Mimikyu are good for the game because let's just say Decidueye. Let's keep it simple. So Decidueye can't be hit by V or GX Pokemon. That is good for the game because your opponent has to put non-V, non-GX Pokemon into their deck, or a Pokemon that can get around the ability into their deck, so that makes interesting deck building. Whereas a card like this, you just slap one supporter in and it's really not a lot of thought involved. So I don't love this. But other than that, let's just overlook that card. Yeah, great reveal today. These cards look awesome. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm super stoked for Battle Styles. I think this is the beginning of a breath of fresh air into the Pokemon TCG to hopefully get us back to something like where we were in 2017 when the game was just at a peak. It was just amazing. So I'm hoping we can get back to that. Forget about the tag teams. Forget about all the one-shot VMAXs in a couple of years. And hopefully we'll be in a very skill-intensive game again with some interesting card mechanics. So I think this is the start to that. I really do. So I hope I'm right. But yeah, let me know what you think. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon TCG content. Leave a like on the video to help out the engagement and whatnot, to help more people see the video. I really appreciate that. Check out PotownStore.com for all of your PTCGO needs and use code Celio for 5% off. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.